Hi, I'm Mrs. Hogue, and today I'm going to be teaching you science. We are moving into our science unit, and I'm really excited to teach you this. We are learning about soil and rocks. And for some of you who know me a little bit, you should know that I love collecting rocks already. I have different specimens and different types of things that you could look at, and I'm going to share my screen. Some of the rocks that I have at home are on display here in my house. These are crystals. Here's another type of rock that I've collected. This is actually a geode that we found in Brown County. And when you cut open, a geode looks like kind of like a brain. It's not the coolest rock on the outside, but a lot of times when you break them open, they have surprises inside. And this is a geode that I actually purchased that's been polished. So before we talk about rocks, we have to talk about another type of earth material. So I want you to get your science notebook. You need another notebook. This is my science notebook. Please find a science notebook and a pencil, and I'll wait for you to do that. Great, I'm glad that you have your materials that you need for today. Once you have your notebook, please open up to the first page, and I want you to write Investigation 1, Focused Question, What is soil? I know you're probably thinking, come on, Mrs. Hogue, soil is just dirt. Why do we have to know what it is? Well, we do need to kind of take an investigation into what is soil, because depending on the type of soil, depends on what might be able to grow there. Also, depending on the type of soil, could also depend where you are in the world or in the country. So every investigation starts with the focus question that we are going to look into. The next part is going to be a hypothesis. A hypothesis is your guess or your idea of answering that question. So it starts with, I believe soil is, and then you come up with a statement of what you believe soil to be. Go ahead and do that now. Today you're going to be going outside with your parents' permission. If they don't want you to go outside, you have to honor what they say. But we are going to go outside and we are going to look for soil. So in your notebook, I want you to take notes, because as a scientist would have a field guide or a field notebook where they keep track of all of their observations that they make. The first question I want you to write down, where should we look for soil? What kinds of materials do you see in soil? Is anything growing in the soil? Are there soil areas where nothing is growing? Go ahead and hit pause. Go ahead and hit pause. Okay, and the last two questions I want you to write down. Do you think there is soil underneath the lawn, pavement, or your house or the building? And where is there not any soil? These are the questions that I want you to be answering while we go outside on our field trip. So you will need your pencil, you will need your notebook, and you will need your observation skills while we go outside to look for soil. Okay, so I'm outside. I'm walking across my deck, and I'm looking outside to see places where I think there might be soil. Okay, now our yard has just been mowed, and over here I'm looking down by my deck. Do you see this area right here? So I'm looking at this area for soil, and there's nothing growing here, but there is dirt. So I have a bag, and I'm going to just dig up some of this dirt that's here. It's really hard, and what I'm noticing, one of the questions asked, is there other materials in the soil? So see how I've collected a soil sample? And this is something that you're gonna also wanna do. One of the places where you think you find dirt, I do notice that there's rocks and pebbles in this soil. Okay, so this is one spot. There's nothing really here. It's just, looks like the dirt that's underneath my deck. Okay, so I'm gonna go to another place where I think I might find soil. I'm now in the front of my house, and this is my flower bed. I'm kind of embarrassed because it's not been cleaned for a while, but I know that there's some soil down here because I've dug up plants and I've put plants in here. Now this looks very different than the soil that's in the back of my house. It's darker, and see the soil? It's darker, it looks rich. There's not really dirt or rocks in it, and it's really, really moist and thick. So I'm gonna put some of that also in my baggie so I can have a sample of this soil. Okay, I'm back inside now. I found 2 soil samples. One was underneath where my deck is. There's no plants or flowers or anything under there. It's just soil. And then I went into the front of my yard where my flower beds are, and I also took a sample of that soil. Today, you're going to be making sure that you answer the questions regarding where you found soil on your outside field trip. When we come back together on Tuesday, we are going to be observing specific soils. I'm going to teach you to look to see their properties. We're going to talk about observations and appropriate observations for scientists. And your teachers are going to ask you to take pictures of your science notebook and send them in for participation points. I hope you enjoy this journey. I can't wait to talk to you about rocks and soil. Have a good day.